So Bitcoin hit a recent high of $50,000. 3 years ago it was worth 1,000, and 3 years before that it was worth 300. So if you missed your chance to invest, well, stick around and find out. Hey guys, I'm Sprag, and with all this meteoric growth that Bitcoin's had recently, you might be thinking to yourself that you've missed the chance to invest in it, but that actually might not be the case. But firstly, I need to just say before we get into the video that I am not a financial advisor, and none of this video is financial advice. It is just my ramblings as an advocator of the crypto scene. So, is it too late to invest? Absolutely not. Thanks, I'll see you all later. Okay, fine, I'll explain. So why don't I think that it's too late to invest in Bitcoin? Well, chances are that you fall into one of two groups of people. Either one, you think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a bubble and you see no purpose in it and you don't understand why anyone would be investing, which I think is least likely because you probably aren't watching this video if you fall in that category. The second category of people are people who believe in crypto and understand it and want to invest but constantly feel like it's the wrong time to get into the market. Of course, there is a third category of people, which is people who have no idea why Bitcoin was made or what it is. So if you were in that category, just click the video up there and then come back to this one afterwards. The reason that I say that there's only two schools of thought when it comes to cryptocurrencies is because cryptocurrency isn't Bitcoin. There are so many altcoins at this point that are trying to solve different problems in the way that we live our lives. For example, you've got Ethereum, which aims to let people create decentralized applications or dApps and decentralized finance using smart contracts. You've got IOTA, which aims to be the currency used by Internet of Things devices to communicate with each other. Or, at this point, we've even got currencies that are trying to solve problems with other currencies. For example, we've got Cardano, which is aiming to solve the problems that the Ethereum network has. So then why does this mean that I'm fairly bullish in my investment of Bitcoin? Well, because pretty much all of these currencies and all of these new coins that are coming out and these new solutions to problems are pegged against Bitcoin. This means that when Bitcoin does well, they all do well. And when they do well, Bitcoin does well. Since that's the case, you have to ask yourself the question, do these altcoins show any signs of slowing down? Because if they don't, then it means that Bitcoin is nowhere near its peak yet. If that's the case though, then why do people constantly keep declaring Bitcoin as dying or dead? Well, if you check the website down here, you'll see that Bitcoin has been declared dead 402 times at this point, ranging as far back as 2010 to as recent as 2 weeks ago. Now, given that Tesla, MasterCard and Visa have just picked up Bitcoin and are really pushing it into the mainstream, it seems a little insane to consider it to be a dying currency. So when you add all of this together, you come to the conclusion that actually Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are still very much in their infancy. And that actually we are barely even scraping the surface on what can be achieved and what prices these will get to. Now, I don't want to put any price predictions in this video, and I don't want to quote anyone else's price predictions because I kind of feel like it would be irresponsible given that this is such a young market that no one knows what's going to happen. You could literally pick any number between 50,000 and 1 million and say, that's where Bitcoin's going to be in 5 years. And you'd have just as much odds as anyone else at predicting that correct price. So now that I've told you that it isn't too late to invest, I should give a little bit of a disclaimer, which is that investing in crypto is extremely volatile, and some might actually consider it to be speculation rather than investing. Personally, I've had hundreds of pounds wiped out in a matter of hours from coins that I'm invested in suddenly plummeting out of nowhere. There is just as much chance that the coin that you're holding is going to go to the moon as there is it's going to just suddenly disappear. I mean, if you take Bitcoin, a coin which currently is doing very well and is in a very strong bull market, the week of me making this video, we have gone from 50,000 to 42,000 back up to 51,000 in the span of a week. That is 18% of its price lost in one singular week. So if you're the sort of person that likes to see your investments just slowly rise over time, stay away from crypto. It is so volatile that you need to have diamond hands to keep your money. However, that's not to say that it can't also be rewarding. If you hodl long enough and you make the right choices, you can walk away with lots of money. So going back to what I said at the start of the video, it is absolutely not too late to invest in crypto. In fact, you'd probably still be considered an early adopter at this point. There are still tons and tons of financial institutions that don't even recognize it as an investment. However, as with anything, you should always do your own research and make sure you know what your risk tolerance is. Because as I said, watching the graph do this can be a little terrifying at times. Because of this, you should always invest in Bitcoin using a dollar cost average. Because when the price can fluctuate so wildly over the course of a single day, you don't want to be putting a large sum of money down when you're at a peak. Like, don't worry. It is so volatile that you will manage to buy at both peaks and lows if you just buy over time instead of just dumping tons in. However, you still need to buy enough that the transaction fees are worth it, because we're at the point now where the fees on the network are fairly substantial. If you've made it this far into the video, however, I do have some bad news. There's a reason that so many financial institutions and financial advisors, which I am not, tell you to invest in safe mutual funds and index funds and all of those safer options where your money just slowly increases over time with the market. And that's because with all of these options, you're not investing in a single company. You are not putting all of your eggs in one basket. You are investing in a collection of companies. If one goes down, it doesn't matter because the rest are going to prop it up and keep you in the positive in the long run. With Bitcoin, you don't have this. It's all speculation. The market could go to zero tomorrow. It could. No one can say otherwise, because at the end of the day, this is still early doors. For the same reason that this is not too late to invest is the same reason that this is such a risky investment, because at any point, it could all just come crashing down. With all that being said, I am incredibly biased towards crypto. I will still keep making videos on the channel about it, and I'm still going to keep putting my own money into it because I genuinely believe in it. But it's a risk, and you need to understand that, and you need to do your own research. If you do want to see more crypto stuff on the channel, please leave me a like down below. And if you want to see those future videos and just see all the general finance stuff that I'm going to be coming out with in the future, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.